All right, so I am changing things around up in here. Lighting is changing again, so bear with me as I get the lighting in order. I probably need to put something right here. I might have to bring my what's that thing called, my ring light out again. I think I might have to bring the ring light out for filming purposes again. Haven't used it in a long time, but it's looking like it might need to come out. But I digress as always. Let's just talk about, so tonight I'm going to talk about vanillas. I asked you all what collections you want me to do next, and you all said vanilla. Now normally I do these lives, but I'm trying to mix it up and make it so people who will see an hour long will actually watch some things that I do sometimes. So in an effort to be more diverse and more, interesting YouTuber, if that's what you want to call it, we're gonna do it like this. So if you want to see my vanilla collection, just stay right here. Okay, so in looking over my vanilla collection, there's quite a bit that I talk about, but then there are some that kind of fall through the cracks. I am not putting in a few of my vanillas because I actually did another video called Sexy AF Vanilla Fragrances, and I'm gonna put that in the cards. So if you want to see the rest of the vanillas, it's like 5 of them I think, then go look there. So those are some other vanillas. So I kind of, when I pulled these out and I got the list together, I decided. So when I was getting the list together, I only wanted to pull out ones that were really strong vanilla, where you could say, okay, there's some vanilla, because there's a lot of fragrances have vanilla in it, and it's more of a supporting player, just to like help with longevity, give it a little sweetness, balance out maybe some sharpness or some sourness. So it's there for other purposes, but these are vanilla fragrances that I have. So some are spicy or sexier, some are gourmands, some are just gentle vanillas. So let's just get to them. All right, so we're gonna go with the first one. I've talked about this over and over again, but this is Choco Musk by Rehab. As I always say, if you would like to smell like a vanilla hot chocolate with a little rose in it, go on and get you this, because this is super sweet. It's very milk chocolatey, very vanilla. It smells like a vanilla hot chocolate. You can get it for hardly anything. It's on Amazon. You can look on my Amazon store in the description, and you can just go ahead and get you this. It's like $12. One of the best things. I haven't been wearing it as much this year. I did wear it quite a bit when I first got it, but I haven't pulled it out yet this year. So that's Choco Musk by Rehab. Then we have Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere. Now I only have this little bitty one. Now, if you have not, some people sleep on Philosophy, but Philosophy, I don't like their skincare, but I like their fragrances. Their fragrance collection is really good. Now this one is just creamy and just makes you feel like comforting. It's a very comforting fragrance, and I know they have it in, I think they have it in EDP now, because all of their fragrances have always been EDTs, but now they're doing some in EDPs, and I do want to try it out. But yeah, this is like one of those things that if you want to feel like comforted and you like feeling a little anxiety, but you want to feel, like you're having a warm hug, that's kind of what Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere reminds me of, like a warm hug, like when you are like if you were coming to your grandparents' house, and if you had those type of grandparents that baked, like your grandmother baked, and you would come over and she would be baking like cookies or anything, like things with strong vanilla in them. That's what Fresh Cashmere reminds me of. It reminds me of those times, not necessarily like chocolate chip cookies, but it reminds me of those times when you are around, when you come to like visit like grandmother. And let me tell you, that's what we used to call my grandmother, visit grandmother. And it was just kind of cozy and everything with her. My Aunt Edwina, things like that. So that's that one. Then I'm going to talk about this one, because these are kind of like classic kind of vanillas, you know. This is Shalimar Souffle Intense. Now, I don't have Souffle, but I have the Intense version. This is such, now first off, it has the Guerlain vanilla. So Guerlain has a specific, just like Narciso is known for their musk, Guerlain is known for their vanilla. So it has that classic Guerlain vanilla, but then it has this citrus vibe to it. I always say, as it dries down, it's like you're wearing a lemon pound cake in the most stylish way, because I find this a very chic fragrance. I call this like workplace chic. This is a very good workplace because it's beautiful and it smells lovely, but it's not so overpowering that it will, you know, offend people or have somebody talking about, oh my gosh, her fragrances are so loud, oh my god. So this is a very good like workplace gourmand, a very good workplace vanilla that'll have you smelling nice and pleasant and beautiful and scrumptious without it being so strong that, you know, either people gonna love it or hate it. So that's why I love that one. Then we have Ragama Bala Tava. This is just, I'm sorry, I feel like this is kind of like a sexy vanilla to me, because it has that oud in it. So it has this kind of spicy, not spiciness, but it's got this sweet oudy vanilla. So that's what makes it, it gives it, so by putting that oud in it, it elevates it from it just being a regular old, oh, this is a nice little vanilla, sweet vanilla. No, it makes it a very nice, beautiful, sexy one, because it has that oud, and that oud in it takes it up a notch for me. So for somebody who wants to give off that without wants to give off the sexiness without it being too in your face, being it too obvious, this is the less obvious sexy vanilla, because I have some in your face sexy vanillas, but this is not one of them. This is like a more subdued, a more calm one. So yeah, that's my Ragama. Love it. Let's go on. This is Bond No. 9 West Side. This is a boozy vanilla. This is a boozy vanilla. This will have you, this is for one of those times when you're gonna be hanging out, and it's gonna be like, I always say this is for like going to cigar bars, you know, going out and drinking whiskey. You know, this is a very, for male or for a female, especially on a woman, it just is like kind of like bossy, but in a very, but not in a boss type fragrance for the workplace. It's more of the boss type fragrance hanging out. This is a more of a, you know, hanging out, but you boss. So it's like your vibe is boss all the time, but this is the more laid back hanging out, because you know, you out there smoking cigars, you drinking whiskey, you hanging out with the boys, but you want to smell sexy and beautiful and have like this, still have some sweetness to it. Colin, sorry y'all, still have a little sexy, you know, have your edge, but it's still saying, yeah, you know, I run my stuff, you know, you're not gonna get over on me. This is very much for a woman who hangs with the boys, but the boys understand, A, I'm not a boy, and B, you're not gonna get over me, so respect me. So now she's decided to come in here and do this. Come here. Come on. Come up here. Just come up here. Just come up here. Just come on up here. Don't put your paws on me. I swear I'm gonna kill you. Hello. I'm sorry. We're back. All right. Next up is Elizabeth & James Bourbon. Bourbon goes without saying. Bourbon vanilla. You know, Elizabeth & James are known for their 3-note fragrances, but they're so stunning and just so, they do them so well. So you cannot fault them. You can't fault them. I don't think they're making them anymore. I think they are discontinued. But this is a really good line, especially if you think celebrity scent, because these are celebrities. But it has such a sleekness to the packaging. Elizabeth James' aesthetic is very hip and very modern. And so that's why I really like them. But yeah, this has the definitely bourbon vanilla. It's got that booziness. This is similar to West Side. So they kind of vibe the same way, except for bourbon has that floral in it, so it's a little different on that, but it still vibes on the whole, you know, I'm doing my thing. I am very comfortable hanging out with men. I'm not intimidated. You know, I'm on your level. Don't ever come at me wrong, because I'm gonna have to cut you down. And I don't know how to say to cut you, but you know, I'm gonna cut you. You're gonna be all in your feelings, so stop it. For the very confident woman that exudes when she's out that I'm about business. I understand what's going on. She's very cut and dry. Sometimes she can be perceived as being sarcastic, a little snarky, because she can have a very just abrupt way of speaking to people, because you know she ain't got time for the fluff. She's not that chick. She's not gonna give you that fluff that you need sometimes. She's gonna just tell it like it is. That's what she gonna do. Next up is Deluxe by Tiziana Terenzi. Now I also have Intense Cafe, same kind of vibe, but I'm telling you Deluxe because the coffee, the vanilla, it's more intense than Intense Cafe. So I'm talking about this one because that's where that one is. So this is, you know, a very unisex, of course. It can be worn by anybody. It definitely has that coffee, vanilla, rose vibe. I'm not even gonna go deep into this because I'm gonna put in the cards right here my review of all three of the ones that are very similar: Roses Vanille, Deluxe, and Intense Cafe. So I'm just gonna put that in the cards and just make my life easier. How about that? Now this one right here, this one surprised me because I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I do. But this is Aura by Mugler. I think that's Mugler. Anyway, it is a green vanilla. When you first put it on, it kind of gives you like this minty vibe on the skin, but there is no mint in the notes. But for some reason, it does come off a little minty on the skin. I don't know why, but for some reason, I do enjoy that minty vibe. But then it dries down to this really unique green vanilla. Now, I will always say this is not something you should blind buy, not like my crazy behind, because it's a Mugler. And Mugler is very polarizing. You either love him or you don't. Okay, you just don't love him. And a lot of people don't love this. So this, but it reminds me of, it's like the vanilla of like when you're out hanging out, you know, going in the forest. And when I say going in the forest, I don't mean like going hiking. This is a hiking, but this is like going on a romantic walk in the forest. I used to do, I haven't done it in forever, but like hanging out with somebody in the forest, and you all are walking around doing like a nature walk within like the forest preserves in your neighbor, you know, near you, or the woods nearby that have walking paths. Okay, but yeah, this is very much feels like a very natural vanilla, like for somebody who wants to be out in that type of environment but still wants to have that pretty vibe. So like if you're going on this like nature walk and you guys are going to go out, this is a great one because it has a greenness to it, but it still has a sweetness to it, which will then draw that person into you, but still have this kind of freshness to go along with the atmosphere that you're in. Now, of course, speaking of vanillas and pulling out Mugler, you got to pull out Labelle. Now this is my baby one, and this is pear, vanilla, and vetiver, but I know there's some other stuff in here, but this took us by storm, and now we are all trying to get Labelle Intense, and I'm mad that Delicious Delights, Arlene from Delicious Delights got it already. I'm real irritated because now I'm trying to figure out how to get it. But anyway, anywho, this is Labelle. It's a juicy pear vanilla combination, and it is, I have yet to meet any woman who doesn't like this. but it's just this juicy pear that is very flirty, and it's very flirty. It's for one of those times, like if you're going out, like if you're single and you are going to like a day party, this is day party sexy. This will have you just smelling just like you are ready. You are just, you know, you're just in the mood to flirt with somebody. Not necessarily, we ain't here for love connections or anything, but you're just here to flirt with people. You know, you see a handsome, you know, see somebody that's you're attracted to and you go flirt with them. Just, you know, a very playfulness about it. So that one's there. All right, now let's get into some serious gourmands. Let's hit this one. These are classic ones. This is classic. This is Orcadivani. This is a very dry vanilla. This is the vanilla for the person who doesn't think they like vanilla but would like something with a little vanilla vibe. You know, this is for something because there's a dryness to it, there's the cacao in it, so it's not that sweet vanilla feels or anything. This is a vanilla that will say, oh, okay, yeah, I like vanilla, and it's a subtle vanilla, just enough for you to say, oh, okay, I have on a sweet vanilla, but it's not too much, and it doesn't project out a lot, stays a little close to you. The only thing with the Van Cleef & Arpels, they don't necessarily last as long as you would like them to, but they're not super affordable, but they're a decent price where, you know, it's not so bad to spray them again. But anyway, this is one of those perfect vanillas when you're going to be in a crowd, like not necessarily a crowd that you don't know, but like say if you're going to be at a family event or at an event of like friends or something, and you're not sure about the crowd, you're not sure if there's going to be some people who are going to be like, oh my God, this fragrance is too much for me. This is enough to have on you so when you're in closer quarters with people, so when they're within arm's length of you and you're talking, they can smell your scent, but it's not going to be so overwhelmingly sweet and cloying that it's going to be kind of offensive to people. They're gonna be like, dang, she got on too much fragrance. So this is very dry. It is just when you're wearing it, it makes me feel like a classic chick. You know, it makes me feel very classic. It makes me feel like I should be wearing a pencil skirt with a white shirt, you know, a high-waisted pencil skirt with a white shirt. It's very executive assistant, like for Mad Men. I could definitely see one of them wearing Orcadivani and just working that look with this beautiful scent that will make people go, ooh, is that her? Is that, and just classic, you know? Then of course there's Bois Doré. So this is Bois Doré. This is woody vanilla. This is a woody vanilla. Oh man. Now, you know, it doesn't have like once again, it's not the best longevity, maybe four, if you're lucky, 6 hours. But it is this wood, but it's not woody like you just pull some wood out the you know, you pulled up a branch and smell it. No, it's this perfect woody with this vanilla on it that then takes it where you're feeling like, okay, so it's not so woody that it's a turn off, because like if things are a little too woody, it's a turn off to me, where I'm like, it smells like the forest. It smells like I just picked up a branch and I'm, you know, just sprayed it all over, sprayed the smell of a branch on me. No, it has that woodiness, but it is tempered with the vanilla. And then the vanilla is just, it smells like good vanilla, like Madagascar vanilla. If you've ever smelled Madagascar vanilla, it's a Madagascar vanilla. It's a very true vanilla scent to it that you know, like if you were baking something and you smelled this beautiful vanilla, and it was but let me try that one again. Okay. So yeah, Bois Doré is wood. It's a woody vanilla, but it's not so woody that it can be off-putting because, or not my style, because sometimes things can be a little too woody, which makes it lean a little too masculine. This is like right in the middle, but it has a sweetness from the vanilla, and the vanilla balances it out and makes it where it's more, and the vanilla gives it this gourmand vibe to the woodiness, like you're at a, like you're in a campfire and you all are roasted marshmallows and that vanilla off the marshmallows. That's the kind of woody vanilla vibe I get off of Bois Doré. Just like, you know, you're sitting up there, like we used to sit at the fire pit and like make s'mores, and when you're like finished with getting the marshmallow, you know, hot, and you bring it back and that burst of vanilla scent comes to you from a good marshmallow. That's what Bois Doré is. It's like the combination of that wood from the stick and the vanilla from the marshmallow, you know, to combining and smelling just like that beautiful night, just sitting out there with friends, eating s'mores, smoking cigars, talking shit all night. Yeah, that's what Bois Doré smells like. Next up, speaking of marshmallowy vanillas, this is Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian. Wish they're coming out with an extreme right now. This is one of those ones. Now everybody knows this is supposedly Riri's favorite fragrance, but I'm gonna tell you, this isn't for everybody because this is sickeningly sweet vanilla marshmallow. So if you don't want that super sweet, this is candy sweet. This can be like, it feel like you about to get a cavity in your mouth. This thing is so sweet. However, it smells beautiful on. Now, once it dries down, the orange blossom, it starts to mellow out, but in the beginning, it is very sweet. It can be overly sweet, but you have to wait for the dry down, because with the dry down, then the orange blossom and the vanilla and the marshmallow, you know, get together, and that, you know, gives it that. But as it dries down, the orange blossom blossoms in it, and then it helps to take down that extremely sweetness in the beginning. And even though there's the marshmallow in it, the marshmallow becomes like a fluffiness to it. It helps it from it not being so syrupy sweet, to give it a little fluffiness, to like boost it up and make it so that it's not quite as strong and sweet. Now, this is a strong fragrance that's going to last on you. So if you are going to be around somebody who's going to be like, oh my God, that's so strong, and you're going to be upset or feel some type of way because I say that, then don't wear this, because I don't care. So I'm going to wear whatever I want to. Now, let's go into her. This is Clandestine Clara by Penhaligon's. This is a slightly boozy, but still very classic, very English vanilla. This does feel like an English countryside, like you're hanging out at an English countryside. This is very Downton Abbey. You know, I could see someone from Downton Abbey wearing this fragrance, and I'd be like, yeah, this makes sense, because it has a very classic but modern edge to it. So it has this very, like, I wouldn't say like the 1800s, but you know, like in the early 20th century, the 1920s, I could definitely see folks, you know, just going to tea, you know, going to the fairs in their village. It just gives this kind of vibe of like, but Clandestine Clara is that chick in the village who is doing some sneaky shit. You know, this is for that English lady who, you know, has everybody, you know, believing that she's just the sweetest, the nicest, kindest woman, when she is like undercutting and cutthroat like a mug, and she is running things on the low and people don't even notice it. But she has this beautiful scent, slightly boozy, very, very inviting for people to talk to her, because she's getting all the information, she's doing her thing. She is a sneaky little chick and no one knows it. Next up is this one, which is, we know I fell in love with this one. This is Magnificat, and as I've always said, this is just that sophisticated gourmand. It's nothing that Definitely has the vanilla in it. Definitely, but it's a definite sophisticated gourmand. This is for that sophisticated person who wants to have a gourmand on, but doesn't want it to be so identifiable, you know, so it'll be a very chic gourmand, a very sexy gourmand to a certain extent, because it's very approachable. So it's kind of, but it's nothing like somebody's gonna say, oh, you smell like cinnamon, oh, you smell like this. No, it's blended so well that all it is this sophisticated, like a sophisticated dessert, you know, like something that you would get from a patisserie in France, or a Italian bakery, where it's a beautiful pastry, and the scent is that when you pull it up to your nose, you get this beautiful scent, but you can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but it's like a vanilla cream pastry, and when you bite into it, it's like, yes, but it's not so, but it has an airiness to it. It's not so heavy that you feel like, oh, I can't have this all. It's creamy. It's just that's what I see. I see it as that. Now, on top of it, then you add on Mirabelle by Vicanto. And then that is like the drink you have when you're at that bakery. So say you're at the bakery and they have a little bar. Like say if you're a bar, you know, it's a little chic little place, and it has a little cocktails to go with it. This would be the cocktail. This would be your boozy, milky, spicy drink that you would be having with it. So say you're having this beautiful pastry, that's your magnificat, and then they bring out your drink, and it's like a warm drink. It's got a little boozy, it's a little milky, it's got a little spiciness to it, and then they throw that cognac in it, or a little rum in it. That is what Mirabelle is. It's the drink that goes with the pastry that is magnificat. Next up is, okay, these are some sexy, these last up, well, I'm gonna do Mancera last, but let's just talk some sexy vanillas now. Come on now. Alien Essence Absolute. It takes the alien DNA and adds that strong vanilla to make it just punch of sexy. This is that punch of sexy. When you smell somebody wearing this, you like, ooh, come here. That's the kind of sexy that Alien Essence Absolute is. It's got that deep indolic jasmine, but then it adds this vanilla to it, and that vanilla makes it just, even as far as I'm concerned, I think this is sexier than the original Alien because of the vanilla. I think the vanilla really takes it to another level. I know it's hard to get, and I'm almost sold out of what I'm about to give. I'm willing to sell off my decants because I have a 2 ounce refill bottle. But yeah, that one. And then my little Nuit et Confidant. This is my spicy vanilla. But unlike Ani, which is in the other video, this is definitely for close quarters. This is that sexy, spicy vanilla for when you are cuddling, when you are letting it be known, when you know y'all cuddling. Now, and you making sure that they know this is definitely Netflix and chill. This ain't, we go Netflix and take a nap. This is Netflix and chill to the definite vibe. Now, however, Nuit et Confidant is not about, you know, a pizza and beer kind of Netflix and chill. No. Nuit et Confidant is about chilling, like with some truffle popcorn, with a nice little charcuterie platter for you all to share, with a beautiful glass of wine, you know, red wine, as you all are snuggling and watching a little movie and, you know, snuggling with each other. So that's Nuit et Confidant. This one right here, this one is, I am sexy. That's what I am. I'm sexy. This is Dolce & Gabbana's The Only One Intense. Now I'm gonna tell you, honestly, there's a slight similarity between this and L'Entrée Intense. They're not the same fragrance, but they vibe the same. You know, they got that same kind of vibe. So if you don't want the tuberose, if you're not sure about tuberose, but you want that deep sexiness that, you know, that comes into the room before you get there, this is what you want. This one is more coconutty. It's got the vanilla. This is one of those deep sexies. This is, don't act like you innocent wearing this. Don't even pretend, because there's nothing innocent about this fragrance. This is about confidence. This is about being sexy. This is sensual. This is very erotic. It is just, don't play like that. So this is about, and now let me say, with the times we are in, this is for those days where you are definitely making sure you got the candle lights, you got the music playing, beautiful lingerie, maybe a gorgeous little robe on and nothing else. I'm just saying. And you know, you are about to turn on your femme fatale for your lover. That's The Only One Intense. All right, so I got a few more, and I didn't even know I was gonna have this many. But okay, so here we go. Let's go through these. These are the Manceras, and let's talk about these. So we have Coco Vanille. Coco Vanille is exactly what it says, coconut and vanilla. And it is just juicy goodness. It's tropical. This just got this tropical cocoa vanilla vibe. This is like a pina colada. You know, this is your pina colada. This is, you know, you're having a good time. This is definitely for a summer party, especially an outdoor party. This is like a beautiful summer outdoor nighttime party where you're just gonna smell tropical. You're gonna be smelling like the drinks that they're about to give y'all, because it's gonna be like a tropical party. That's what this is gonna, that's what you're gonna smell like, that right there. Then of course we have Roses Vanille. Not gonna get deep into this one, because like I said, I talked totally about this in that other video. But this is a sugary sweet rose vanilla. It is sugary sweet. It's got that deep vanilla in it. It is exactly what it says, Roses Vanille. Then you got, I'm trying to find it. Here it is. Then there's Jardin Exclusive. Now I gotta admit, Dre was right from Uncommon Sense. It does have this slight pepperiness. I don't know where it's coming from in the beginning. So when you first spray it, even in the bottle, you smell this pepper. However, once you get it on your skin, you get this like sweet vanilla with peach and whipped cream. It just becomes like this little, it's like a vanilla ice cream sundae on your skin. So as you wear it, it becomes like this vanilla ice cream sundae that's just like delicious. And I love it for like spring, not at fall. This is like, because it is strong, it is Mancera. I wouldn't say wear this in the summertime because it will be too strong, too cloying. But in the wintertime and in the fall and in the spring especially, when it's cool but not too cold, you're gonna be popping with this Vanilla Exclusive. Now this is Oud Vanille. This is a rough oud. So this is a rough one. This is a rough vanilla. This is like one of those. This is like that fighting vanilla. You know what I'm saying? When you kind of feeling aggressive and you like trying to, you know, but you want to be a little sweet. You want to be a sweet aggressive. This is that oud for this is that vanilla for that. This is Oud Vanille. But as it dries down, it becomes just this smoothed out woody vanilla that is just ready to like, okay, I was a little aggressive, but now I've calmed down and I'm right here for you. And then you smell this beautiful smoothed out woody vanilla with that oud in it. So it's very intoxicating on it. It's very intoxicating as it dries down. As you're wearing it more, it's like, okay, you know how, like, you know, Oud vanille is like, remember how you met somebody, you couldn't stand them in the beginning, and then you start hanging around them and you're like, okay, they're actually kind of cool, and you find out that you like them, and then you become more attracted to them as you're around them. That is Oud vanille. Now this one is brand new, but I love this fragrance. And Kia from Yummy 411, we are together on this fragrance. It is Lavandis Trianon by Maison Lancôme. Now, to be quite honest, this was just a unicorn for the Maison Lancôme line. I have 10 of them, and I was always hearing about this, and I was like, and it's discontinued. It's hard to get a hold of. I was like, do I really need, but I wanted it because I was like, I just want it, just to add. Now, I am not a person who likes lavender, but this is the sweetest, most delicious lavender vanilla. And on my skin, it lasts, and it just becomes this candied sweet vanilla. Candied sweet vanilla lavender. And it just blossoms on my skin, and as I'm wearing it. So I haven't been out, but I know since I've worn it, I wore it across the hall to Bianca's house, Bees. And she was like, "Oh, what are you wearing?" Because it is very strong. It has a very strong presence. It has a nice, scent trail. It lasts forever on the skin. It's very comforting too, though, because like I wore it to sleep, and I just felt like I was in this lavender vanilla bliss, But I could also definitely see this as being beautiful for like a first, second, maybe third date, when you're still trying to get to know somebody, but you want to attract, pull them in a way that they don't even know they're being pulled in. Because like Lavandis Trianon is not like Dolce & Gabbana, which is very in your face. Oh baby, what's that you got on? This is very subtle. It's a very subtle flirtatious scent. It's a very surprisingly sexy scent, because it will surprise somebody that they feel like the sexiness is coming off of you, because this isn't what you would think is sexy. I find it kind of sexy. I really do. I find it sexy in a very subtle, very, very intriguing kind of way, because it's kind of a mysterious sexy, because it's not what you think of as sexy. It's not like in your face. It's not scandal at night. It's not, these bomb of a fragrance. It's a very gentle, beautiful, and yet still sexy fragrance. Okay, so I just went on. That is it for the vanilla collection. So let me know if you have any of these vanillas or any other good vanillas I need to try out. And don't forget to give this a like on your way out, or thumbs down if you don't like it. And as always, it's your LuuLuu. Be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free. Hey, hit that subscribe button too. I'm just saying, you still here. Go on and hit it. Talk to you later.